Good evening and welcome to Manning Field for Northeastern Conference Boys Soccer. Lynn Glasgow trying to keep their perfect record. They're 3-0-1. They had a 0-0 tie with Ipswich on a rain-soaked field, I think, at Ipswich. They've won 3. They're the Lynn City champions, winning the Lynn City tournament. And they're taking on Saugus, who's trying to go over 500. They're 2-2. Juan Lopez is in net for Saugus. Daniel Cortez for the Rams of Glasgow. Eric Moreno in his first year. And it couldn't have started out any better. It was Eric Moreno Jr. against Eric Moreno Sr. in the city tournament. And Junior beat Senior. Son beat Dad. I talked to him just before this game. I said, I knew something was going to taste a little bit bitter for one or the other. I said, how was it? And he said, it was great afterwards. You know, he said, tough beating father, but it was really great to get the win. He was able to heckle Dad at the supper table. So we're just about set to get underway. And again, going to be very difficult to pick up the Saugus numbers. They get red on white, but it's a very, very light red. So if they go to the far side of the field, no one's going to know what their numbers are. They try to clear it. They banged it. They actually banged it off Gabriel Navoa. And then Saugus got to it and knocked it out of play. Pass picked off, and Saugus again knocks it out of play. Now they're saying, no, I didn't see anybody touch it. The Saugus player kicked it right out of bounds. But not close. They give it, and I guess they were calling Glasgow for making contact because Saugus gets a kick. That's why. So it wasn't the fact that it went out of bounds. It was contact by Glasgow. Saugus pass behind the intended receiver, has to track it down all the way across the field, and couldn't keep it in. Glasgow will get the throw in. Eric Moreno, the coach, he also, I believe he has like a semi-pro team that plays their games here, I think on Sunday nights. And he get into that, and he's been in soccer. He was a player, a very good player. And he jumped in to coach Glasgow. Tom Sawyer was the interim coach, I think, from the end of last year when they lost their head coach. And Tom Sawyer, I think for Tom it was enough to coach the girls' basketball team. That was tiring enough without having to coach the boys' soccer team as well. Glasgow keeping it in. Shot to the net. Very nice bid by Alex Ixlaj. He put it, aimed for the far corner. And Lopez is able to make the save. Glasgow kind of controlling things here early. Saugus knocked it out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in. They threw it from the far corner trying to get it out in front. They banged it off the side of the net out of play. And Lopez will kick it away. Glasgow keeping it in. Knocking ahead, but they knocked it too far. And I don't know who number 7 is for Glasgow. because he didn't have a number 7 on the roster. Lopez will kick it away again. Saugus can't get in the classical end as yet. And now they knock it out of play. Saugus picks off the pass. It gets broken up by Kevin Molina Orellana. Classical, a nice little shift, another nice little shift, but lost his balance and went down. And I think they're going to call Saugus for the takedown. I think he just lost his balance and he went down. Classical's going to get a free kick from, I think, the 21-yard line. It's Novoa, I believe, taking the kick. Drills it and got it high and went over the net and out of play. So Lopez will get to kick it away again. For the first 5 minutes, the field seems to be tilted in Classical's favor. Saugus hasn't got the ball in Classical territory. Now it gets deflected into Classical territory. Classical quickly takes it right back in the Saugus end. Classical takes it away. Saugus takes it away. Classical steals the pass. Just kept it in. Paddling going on. Classical knocks it out. Saugus will get the throw in. They push it back to the Saugus end. And Saugus knocks it out of play. And we don't have a ball boy, so they knock it to the middle. Trying to walk in. Going down, trying to make a play. Saugus looking for a break. Broken up. And Classical takes it right back in the Saugus end. Down the near side, still in control. Dropping it back. Saugus breaks up the play. Classical gets it back. And it bounced up and got Novoa in the hand. Ixlaj made the pass to Novoa right in the middle. But when he went to get it, it bounced up and got in the hand, and it cost him. Novoa trying to get around. Nice little play by Saugus, taking it away. And then Classical takes it right back. Ixlaj took it away. They knock it all the way back to Malara. Ooh, touch pass, looking for give and go. Saugus steps in. Classical gets it back. Down the far side. Saugus clears it away. Classical gets there first. Winds up in the middle. Gain block. Knocked away again. Classical gets it back. Pass blocked in the middle. Classical takes it away. Lead pass, and I don't think they thought that there was going to go. because they hesitated. Ixlaj made the nice pass, and when they realized it got by the defense, it was too late to go get it, and it went beyond the end line out of play. And Lopez will kick it away again. Off a Classical head. Here they come again. They dump it in. Classical will get there first. Shot wide of the net. Didn't miss by much, the far corner, from a tough angle. And Lopez will get to kick it away again. Saugus looking for a break, knocking it deep. Classical gets there first and knocks it out. So Saugus, for the first time, will get a throw-in fairly deep in the Classical end. Hasn't been down here very much in the first 10 minutes. But nobody's got a shot on net yet. Classical picks off the pass. Saugus gets it back. Classical takes it away. Classical goes down. And I think they're going to call Saugus. They didn't call the takedown. They called Classical knocking it out. Saugus picked off the pass. Classical picks off their pass. Back and forth. Let's go right back on the Saugus end. Knock loose. Classical. See Saugus knock it deep. Knocking it deep, looking for a break. Getting back there first was Malara. And he gets knocked out by Classical. And Saugus might be getting the first corner kick. Coming from the near side. Saugus got a foot on it. Classical knocks it away. Pop up way up in the air. Classical knocks it back. And the pass is picked off. So a little feeling out here in the first 12 or 13 minutes. Classical's had the territorial edge, but haven't got a real good shot yet. Saugus trying to walk by, looking to get by the defense. With a little shift, they take the shot. Nice save. That's a big-time shot and a big-time save by Cortez. And they clear it away. Two nice shifts to get around the defense to get the shot off. I'm waiting for him to turn around and see if I can pick up his number, which is not going to be easy. So Classical dominated territorial-wise. Saugus gets the first scoring opportunity. Cortez has to make a big-time save. Classical coming back at it. Knocking deep. Saugus trying to step in and knock it away, and he missed it. Classical takes it away, but Saugus knocks it loose, and he knock it deep. Classical winds up with it, and it bounced up and got a piece in the hand, and Saugus will get a free kick. Classical knocks it right back. They collect. Back down the near side. Cutting to the middle. They drop it back. Down the far side. Classical keeps it in. Saugus breaks it up and they knock it away. Nice little shift. Two nice little shifts. Classical knocks it out. Down the near side, tipping it to the middle, it gets knocked away by the defense. They give it back to De Leon. Down the near side. Hicks Lodge with it, dropping it back. Malara knocks it across. Amaya knocked it up. Saugus collects and knocks it deep in the Classical end. They don't have numbers. They knock it deep, and Saugus gets there first and knocks it out. And we'll get a whistle for a substitution for Classical. Trying to get a shot off, it got partially blocked, never got to the net. Good defense again by Saugus. Getting around the defense, tipped ahead, got a foot on it, couldn't get the shot off. Classical gets knocked down in front of the net, and Saugus clears it away. Almost a breakaway. They almost tipped it away from Malara. Can't get the shot off. Now they get the shot off and it goes over the net and out of play. Lopez again will kick it away. Down the near side, still in control. Trying to center it. And it got picked off. They knock it deep. It gets deflected away. Saugus with a break. Hustling down that left side. And hustling for Classical was Lopez Funes, knocking it out and breaking that up. Saugus almost had another good scoring opportunity. They'll get the throw in. Klasko picks off the pass, knocks it away. Saugus takes it away. Klasko gets it back. Coming down the near side. Center it. Knocking it deep. Trying to get there first. Saugus hustling. And did Saugus knock it out? If they did, it'll be a corner kick for Klasko. And they say no, it went out. Lopez will kick it away. Long lead pass. Saugus knocked it out. Blocked. Jump ball. Saugus goes down. They went up in the air. Two of them came together. I think might have got hit right around the belt buckle. The Saugus player might have knocked the wind out of him a little bit. He's up, thank God. And it looked like they went up, and it was either a leg or a knee that got him right in the midsection. Saugus will get the free kick. Kid right on the inside the 30-yard line, in between the two Klasko kids.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Can't really see it.
Saugus gets there first and takes it away. Couple of nice shifts. That was Topler Gately. One of the few times I can recognize the number for Saugus. They are extremely light on the back of their shirts. I thought they were red before, but they're actually gold. They knock it deep. Cortez comes way out of the net and gets there first and picks it off. And knock it deep. The pass gets through. Novoa had it. Klasko control. They knocked the pass too far. It went out of play.
It's 10. I looked at 10, but I can't really see it.
I've been trying to find the number of that one player for Saugus. And we think it's Jonathan Rodriguez. He's the one that had that made two really nice moves and wound up with the shot that Cortez had to make the big-time save on, and the one real good scoring opportunity for either team. Classical has virtually kept it in the Saugus end, but they haven't really tested Lopez. They knock it deep. And they knock it out. And Classical's going to get a corner kick, I believe. Covering from the near side. Out in front, Classical got a head on it. They knocked it to the net, but Lopez is able to grab it. So that's an opportunity off the corner kick. I think that was Lopez Funes, and it wasn't. It was Josue Pena who got a head on that ball. And then he had to hustle back to play that center field spot. So both teams have had one good opportunity. The goaltenders have made one pretty good save on each end. Otherwise, it's been Classical just passing around, keeping it in the Saugus end. Saugus knocks it deep. Pena go back and track it down. Pass picked off. They double up. Saugus holds on. They push it through, and a Saugus player goes down. He pushed it through the defense, was going to go get it, and he got knocked down, and Saugus is going to get a free kick dead center from about the 18-yard line. This is a scoring possibility, and I think this is Rodriguez going to take it. He was the one that had the almost goal that Cortez made a nice save on. Now he's got a chance to get Saugus on the board. Doing it with the left foot. Drills it right into the picket fence that Classical set up. They tip it ahead. Pushing it down the near side. Saugus slides and knocks it out. And that was Tapler Gately knocking it out, as we'll have substitutions for Classical. And Ixlage will throw it in. No score, Classical and Saugus, Northeastern Conference boys soccer. Well into the season, both teams have played 4 games. This is game number 5 for both. Trying to get it to the net was Ayman Al-Abbasi. And he hooked it wide left. Lopez again using that right foot. Saugus knocks it deep. Pena going back, knocks it away and knocks it out. Saugus will get the throw in down deep. And we're in a start of football and soccer, and if you think you're hearing baseballs being hit around, you'd be correct, because right behind us at Fraser Field, Fisher College is having their tryouts, as they do every year. They start their season very early. You get the high school season starting in April. By the time the high school season starts, Fisher's season is over. They play teams from Georgia and Tennessee and Detroit, Pennsylvania. at Fisher College, people have said to me that, Fisher College, the name on the scoreboard, why is Fisher College's name on the scoreboard? It's because their money paid for it. They've made a lot of improvements at Frazier Field, putting in the batting cages, putting the fences to protect the 2 dugouts. They pay a very good rental fee. And now, my understanding is that they're going to pay to have turf put in the outfield. So it'll be a completely turf field. So they've been a very good tenant, if you will. If you happen to go to the old classical high school and go into the gymnasium, you'll see it completely made over, new scoreboard, brand new floor. That's from Fisher College. They play their basketball games there. And Babe Ruth has been the recipient of a very large sum of money each year from Fisher College to play their softball games down there, with Babe Ruth people taking care of the field and getting it ready for them. And that's gone a long way to helping that Babe Ruth program. So Fisher has been a huge contributor to the city of Lynn. That all came about. John Cassine and I were sitting at a tryout that Timmy Fowler from St. Mary's runs every year. Coaches and college coaches, pro scouts. The athletic director and the baseball coach from Fisher happened to be there. He said, "What a gorgeous place. Wouldn't I love to play here?" And we asked him where he did. They're a small school on the Common. They were going to Haverhill to practice and play. And we told him, we asked what dates. When we found out the dates he has, John Cassine, who was then in charge of the 2 facilities, said, you could play here. And he said, we'd love to do it. And he's come up with the rental fee, and they've been great tenants, and they are terrific here. And they've been very pleasantly accepted. Glasgow knocks it out. Getting around. Dumping it in the middle. Classical blocked it. Saugus player went down. Couple of nice shifts. Pass just a little too far out in front, or they might have got a good scoring opportunity. Classical slides and knocks it out. Saugus will get the throw in down deep. Deflected off a couple of people. Winds up out front. They blow the whistle with just over 7 minutes left. We're going to get a timeout down in the field. Coming up on 5 minutes left in this one, 0-0, Classical and Saugus. We mentioned Saugus is trying to get over 500. They're 2-2. Classical's trying to stay perfect. They're 3-0-1. Classical beat arch rival English in the first game of the city tournament. And then we mentioned it was Classical and Tech in the championship final, and that was Eric Moreno and Eric Moreno. The first time ever father and son in a game, especially in a championship game, but we've never had it. We've had father and son coaching on the sideline with the same team, but never had father-son opposing each other in a game. And I've never seen it, and I've been around for a little bit. And obviously I'm not talking the entire state because I don't know what goes on in down the Cape or whatever where it could have happened. I'm talking about around here where games are played here at Manning Field or in the Northeastern Conference or Commonwealth Conference, Catholic Central League. And even the games I've done when I do the GBL League with Everett. Saugus has picked it up a little bit. Territorial-wise, it was all classical early. Saugus couldn't get it out of their own end. They knock it off a classical player, and then it gets knocked out by classical. Saugus will get the throw in down deep on the near side. Trying to center it. It skipped right past classical and went right through the wickets, but they recover and knock it away. They almost gave away a good shot from in close, and now Saugus runs right over classical. Obviously not intentionally, but they ran right over at the 35-yard line. They were trying to run upfield, and it was a classical player and I think it was Asani. And he just got run over. We're in the final 2 minutes. And the strange thing is, when they took the timeout, Joe Gunning, who does a nice job running the clock, kept it running. I said to him, Joe, it's a timeout. He said, I know. The officials told us to just let it run and they'll take care of it on the field. So I said, if that's the case, why do we need a clock operator? They knock it deep, looking for a break. Classical hurrying, sliding and knocking it away. It goes out. Saugus will get a corner kick. And also by, I think that was Pena. Corner kick coming from the near side with the clock winding down. They don't try to center it. They go back, try to throw it in front. Classical knocks it away. It bounced over the foot of Classical and it gets knocked into the Saugus bench area, handled by their coach, Larry Baldock. Amaya makes a nice shift to the middle. Tried to take the shot from long range. It got blocked. And he took it away and it went out of bounds. They made a shift, get around the player, but they stepped out of bounds. And now they knock it out again. August once again knocks it out. Classical just took it away. I think we get a push against Saugus. Alex Marin just took that away, and then they pushed him off. So free kick is going to come from the 20-yard line, and Kevin Molina Orellana will take it. A little bit of an angle here. Drills it wide of the near post, and it goes out of play. So we've been in the final 2 minutes for a while. Glasgow knocks it deep, headed away. Kept in by Saugus. It goes off Glasgow, out of play. Also try to keep it in play and couldn't. Saugus will get the throw in. Can't be a lot of time left. Saugus broken up. Nice defense by Glasgow. And they blow the whistle, and that's going to be the half. So back and forth, both teams had one good scoring opportunity. Both goaltenders made pretty good saves and kept it out of the net. And we're right back where we started, or we're still where we started. It was 0-0 at the beginning of the game. At the end of the half, it's Glasgow nothing, Saugus nothing at halftime. Welcome back to Mini Field as we start the second half. And we're starting the second half the same way we started the first half. 0-0, Saugus and Glasgow. Both teams had one good scoring opportunity. Glasgow, for most of the first half, at least half of the first half, they kept it in the Saugus end but couldn't get a real good shot off. They got some free kicks. They got a couple of setups in front, knocked a couple wide, had a couple of shots blocked, but they kept putting pressure on Saugus, keeping it in the Saugus end. Saugus at maybe about a little past the halfway mark, Saugus picked it up. They had one good opportunity. Cortez made a terrific save. Lopez also made a terrific save for Saugus, but then Saugus started to pick it up, and they started getting it into the Glasgow end. Trying to walk in, has it, and scores right through three defenders. They had him tied up, and he kept moving it around, and finally got a good hard shot off. And I think that's Rodriguez again. He was the one that got the good shot off. That was a great individual effort, and it was Ryan Pugh. Wasn't number 10, it was number 9. It didn't take long for Saugus to get on the board, but that's a great individual effort. Glasgow had him boxed up. There were 3 green shirts all around him. He just kept making a move, and there's a very nice shot by Glasgow with Lopez making a save just inside the near post. Good hard shot. And that was number 9 for Glasgow. Fernando Gomez, number 9, almost mimicked number 9. But he went right through a couple of defenders, just kept finagling through. A couple of nice little give and goes. Shake and bake. And he was finally able to get the shot off and ripped it right past Cortez, who had no chance. Shot looking for the far corner, just went wide. And that's Gomez again with a good hard shot. Lopez dove and missed it, and he looked and said, "Thank you very much," because it missed the far corner. Two good bids by Fernando Gomez. Saugus knocks it away, deflects away, and now they kick it back to Cortez and let him kick it away. He shanks it to the near side. Glasgow couldn't save it. Bounced off the shoulder of Lopez Funes and went out of play. They try to go deep with the throw-in. Ixlage knocked it away. And here's a really couple of nice shifts, and they get a shot off. Great. I don't know how they do that with their feet. That was Rodriguez. Great little, just left, right, left, and they're doing it with their feet. Unbelievable ball control. And he got a good hard shot on. Cortez had to make the save. Glasgow's got their work cut out for them. They've kept it, Saugus Sept, quite a bit, but haven't really been able to get that many shots off. Ramirez got back-to-back shots here in the second half. They only had one scoring opportunity, and Lopez made the save. Gets broken up. Glasgow knocks it loose. Saugus gets it back. Gets deflected out to the middle. From long range, the shot goes way wide. That was off the foot of Jonathan Amaya. We had a ball loose way on the other side. The ball boy had to go chase it down. That was the reason for the slight delay. It deflects back and goes out of play. It went off Glasgow. Glasgow gets knocked down. They're going to get a free kick. Ramirez pushed it by, and he should have let him go. He got by the defense, but he pushed it a little too far. He was going to go right to a Saugus defender to clear away, and they wind up inadvertently tripping Ramirez, and the kick is going to come from outside the 20-yard line. And it's Molina Orellana taking it. Actually, it's Novoa taking it. Blocked out in front. He goes out into the Saugus bench area. Glasgow will get the throw in. And that's been the story of Glasgow's offense. Most of their shots haven't got to the net. Ramirez with a nice shift has it blocked and taken away. Glasgow knocks it back. Glasgow again, keeping it in. Passing in the middle, they get a nice pass, but they can't get the shot off. Glasgow takes it away. Saugus knocks it loose. Glasgow pushed it too far ahead. They lost it. Glasgow gets it back. Ramirez trying to get around. Shut off. Out in front, Navoa. Spun around. Almost like a 180. Spun, got the left foot off, and sliced it wide right. Glasgow putting pressure on, but they can't put pressure on the goaltender, Lopez. Ramirez trying to walk in. His pass, missed connections. I think that was Jenna Robles coming in from the far side looking for the pass. And it was too far out in front. Glasgow right back at it. Doing everything right except get the shot on net. Glasgow thought it hit Saugus in the hand and they kind of stopped, but the official didn't make the call. Saugus takes it away. Broken up very nicely by Malara defensively. Pass deflected, knocked out by Saugus. 10 minutes into the second half, Saugus has grabbed the 1-0 lead. Glasgow this is almost the way the game started. Glasgow almost exclusively keeping it in the Saugus end. And the whistle, I believe, Glasgow was offside. They were going up trying to get ahead in the ball, but they were behind the defender. And Saugus will get to kick it away. And here we are, the same scenario, right back with Glasgow. Controlling, but controlling outside. Not being able to penetrate. Saugus is just like sagging in. They're letting them pass it around, although they almost picked that one off. Glasgow got it back. They're letting them pass it around outside like the 30-yard line. Ramirez gets taken down. They're going to get another free kick. He slipped it through a couple of defenders, and when he was trying to get it back to maybe get a shot off, they took him down. And Navoa is going to take the kick from the 15-yard line, actually inside the 15. Everybody picking a partner. Saugus sets up the picket fence. Navoa went upstairs under the top crossbar. Looked like it was going in. Lopez got a hand on it, knocked it over the net. Nice play by Lopez, the goaltender. Glasgow will get a corner kick coming from the far side. Out in front. Blocked. Saugus knocks it away. Navoa hits a ground ball. It gets deflected away. And out. Glasgow will get the throw in. So Navoa nailed it. Got it under the top crossbar going in. Lopez just got up and got a hand or a finger on it. Ramirez gets another shot, but it hits the side of the net, goes out of play. Lopez will kick it away. Glasgow again, right back at it. Broken up. Faked it like they're going to make the kick. They throw it to the far side. Inside the shot. Nice save by Lopez. That's Novoa again. That was ticketed for the inside the far post. Lopez just dove and got a piece of it. Good bit again by Novoa. Good hard shot. Lopez with a terrific save. Glasgow's really picked it up. Trying to get the equalizer. From the far side. Out in front. Knocked loose. Saugus clears it away. Glasgow keeps it in. Trying to get it to the net. Popped loose. They couldn't get the shot off. They set it up to get the shot. Saugus blocked it. They took an extra second to try and put it on the turf to get the shot, and Saugus came over and knocked it away just as they were lining it up. Another almost for Glasgow. This is one of the few times it's been back in the Glasgow end, and Glasgow got it there. And now Glasgow down that far side. Trying to throw it in front. It got deflected by the defense and it goes out. I think that was Aldred that got a piece of it. Out in front. Glasgow hustling. They keep it in. And they call it out off Glasgow. Saugus finally gets a chance to knock it deep. Glasgow will knock it back to Cortez. And he was trying to give it back to his defender, and he knocked it out of play, and Saugus will finally get to throw it in down deep. It's been a long time since they've been this deep in possession of the ball in the Glasgow end. The only time it crossed midfield was when Glasgow knocked it there, and they took it right back. Headed away. Saugus looking for the kick. It got blocked. Molina Orlando blocked the shot. And Saugus is going to get a corner kick. Out in front, goes by everybody. And Ramirez is going to let it go. Saugus thought Ramirez touched it, but he didn't. So Cortez will get to kick it away. That was kick from one corner almost to the other corner. Went sailing way over everybody's head, over everything, and went harmlessly out of bounds. Glasgow knocks it deep. Ramirez lost it, gets it back, slips it through. Asani tipped ahead. Glasgow goes to get it. They were trying to center it, and they sliced it way out high and wide to the right and out of play. That was Jonathan Amaya. Lopez will get to kick it away. Novoa tips it ahead. Glasgow trying to go get it. Battling, they wind up with it, but they have to clear it away. They try to sneak through. Saugus picked it off and cleared it away. And couldn't get a lot on it. Amaya reaching for it, got a piece and tapped it to the net. Lopez made the save and boots it away. Popped straight up in the air. Klasko with it again. Robles in the middle. To the near side. Ramirez. Broken up by Saugus nicely, and they throw it deep, and Saugus has got a break. Trying to center it, and they threw it behind the intended receiver. Two players are down. Saugus player is getting up. Klasko is still down. Klasko's got almost nobody up the field. They got three guys back the wrong way. Shot is going to go wide right. And they're going to go out. And they're going to check on Lopez Funes, who was down, got back up. He's going to go back down again. And they're going to come out and check on him. I believe it was Alabasi who went down. They're still working on him. He was gingerly going over, trying to get back to the hospital bench. He's favoring at the right leg or the right ankle. Let's hope he's going to be okay. He was down way behind the play, and Klasko was at the other end trying to score. They got a shot off, went wide, and then they blew the whistle and went to 10 to him. Ramirez trying to get by, can't. They tip it. Saugus is there to knock it away. Saugus' defense has been very, very good out in front of Lopez. Klasko's had a couple of instances where they look they might get a little tip pass to somebody open for an open shot, and Saugus' defense is there to knock it away. Salzillo was the one that knocked that away that time. And we got a whistle for Saugus leaning all over Molina Orellana. And Klasko brings it right back. Here's Ramirez again. Skips right through a couple of people. Pass behind Novoa so he couldn't get the shot off. He gets it back, dumps it ahead. Saugus gets there first and knocks it out. Pass was a little bit behind Novoa. He couldn't get the shot off. Down deep in the far side, Saugus breaks it up and knocks it out. They just haven't let Klasko get too close inside to get a really good shot. Novoa got one. Lopez made a great save. Now they shoot it from the far side, and they shoot it way wide and out of play. We'll go back, it's being Thursday, we'll go back to football on Friday. There'll be a doubleheader here at Manning Field. Haskell, I believe, is playing Somerville. English is playing Malden. Those are two of those GBL teams that came over last year, along with Medford. Everett came over in all sports except football. But now that's going to change because 2019, Everett is going to be in the Northeastern Conference playing football. He'll be playing Salem and Peabody and English and Classical. Classical just keeping it in. The Saugus end, working hard to try and get shots off. They passed the ball extremely well. They just can't get shots off. And they're going to talk about it. They're going to take a timeout. Back to soccer action. They get it out in front. Classical trying to slide by. Can't. They get knocked down, and the Classical player is still down. And they call it against Classical, I think, for touching the ball or contact, or I think somebody got a hand on the ball, and they're going to let Lopez kick it away. Classical player went down, hoping he was going to get a call. Didn't. Deep into the second half, Saugus leading it 1-0. Classical's undefeated streak on the line. We mentioned Saugus trying to get to 500, looking for their third win. They're 2-2. Ramirez with a little shift. Takes it back to the middle. Throws it in front. Headed away by Saugus. They wait till it bounces. Headed away again. They try to knock it down and get a shot off. Ramirez takes the shot. Would have been good for a field goal and went through the uprights of the football uprights, but it went high over the net and out of play. And Lopez again will kick it away. Since Saugus scored, the ball has almost been exclusively in the Saugus end, with Classical showing the ability to pass the ball really well, but not enough to get a good shot off. Trying to throw it in front, it pops loose. Saugus knocks it away. Ramirez gets 3 heads on it, and the third one knocks it out of play. And actually, that was Eamon Alabasi who knocked it out. Blocked. And when they blocked it, it went off the hand of Classical. And Saugus will get a free kick right around midfield. Saugus picks off the header. Shot gets blocked. Classical takes it away. And they knock it deep, and they're back in the Saugus end. Down the far side with a rush. They tip it by, and Saugus gets there first and knocks it out. That back line of Saugus have been exceptional. They knock it very deep. Saugus is going to get back there and pick it off. They throw it in the middle. Classical keeps it alive just barely. Asani knocks it ahead. Navoa knocks it in the middle. They knock it all the way back. And Saugus knocks it in. I don't know how that was not offside. Way behind everybody, and I think that's Ryan Pugh again, I think. Classical knocked it back, and Pugh went and got it and walked in all by himself and just knocked it home. He's got his second goal. Classical tried to center it. They threw it behind everybody, and it laid out there, and Pugh just went and got it and walked in, and Cortez had no chance. And Saugus grabs a 2-0 lead. Saugus is taking advantage of the breaks that Classical has given them, and they've scored twice. Classical is, territorial-wise, it's been all Classical, but they haven't got more than a couple of shots on Cortez. Ramirez had one, Navoa had one. Other than that, it's just pass the ball around. And Saugus' defense has been terrific in front of Lopez. Navoa drops it off. They tip it back, and here's the defense of Saugus letting it go. They tried a little give and go with Alex Marin, and it went too far, and it went out. Classical needs a major miracle here to stay undefeated. Scoreboard clock is winding down, and that's the enemy now. Time against Classical as they knock it out of play. Classical goes down. They'll get a free kick. Just outside the 25-yard line, the kick coming. Right in the middle of the net. Lopez made the nice save. There was Kevin Molina Orellana with that solid shot. And that's been a story too, but Lopez has made some saves, but a couple of them have been from long range. He's got a good look at it. I'm looking at the scoreboard clock, but you can't really tell because, as I mentioned before, for some strange reason, the referees told Joe Gunning on the clock, just keep it running, don't stop it. So whether it was injury or timeout, they just kept the clock running. Molina Orellana will do it again, try to get it to the net. So even though it says under 4 minutes, it could be as many as 6 or 7. They tip it up, and it goes high and wide and pulled it to the far left, out of play. Trying to walk in, they tip it through, and they get taken down. This could be a penalty shot. The official was pointing, and they don't give it. So I don't know what he came running from. I thought he was going to call something serious there. He came running from the near side over to the middle, pointing, and it wound up with Classical throwing it in from the far side. Shot. Lopez knocked it down with a green shirt bearing down on him, trying to get a piece of the rebound. It skips past. Saugus has got numbers. And Classical, I think, is going to get called for knocking Saugus down. And it was the other way around. Saugus could call for the contact. Classical coming back. Saugus knocks it away. Saugus content now to just, if they get it, just knock it deep and try to knock it out to midfield or beyond and keep Classical away from their net with a 2-0 lead. This will be the second game that Classical is shut out if they don't score a goal here. Novova keeps it alive. Long pass clear across field. Classical couldn't keep it in. Saugus will get the throw in and get a chance to get it where they want it in the Classical end. And they just content to knock it deep down there. Classical knocks it out. Saugus is going to get their third win and go to 3-2. Classical's going to taste a loss for the first time. They're going to go to 3-1-1. As we're winding down here. And again, the Saugus defense breaks it up. Saugus content to just knock it away. Knock to the far side. Classical knocks it to the middle. They got to try and get shots on net. Passing the ball well, but it doesn't wind up in shots. Saugus just keeping the clock running, keeping him way out on the far side. Classical knocks it out. Saugus will get the throw in. Closing moments of this one. Two pretty goals by Ryan Pugh. One, a Classical giveaway. They threw it behind everybody, and Pugh was all by himself going to get it, walking in on Cortez, who had no chance. Cortez had no chance on the first one either. Lopez had to make a couple of saves, but most of them from long range. Novoa had a shot. Ramirez had a shot. But the defense in front of Lopez has been terrific, because probably 75% of this game, territorial-wise, has been in the Saugus end. Ramirez got taken down. They'll get a free kick. They go very quickly. Ramirez from long range, one hop, and that's been the story. When they finally get a kick off, it's from long range. And Lopez has been able to get a good look, play it easily, and kick it away. And now Saugus gets called for a takedown. Classical trying to go very quickly, but too little too late as Saugus knocks it deep again. Classical keeps it in play, and they knock it into the Classical bench area off Saugus. Can't be a lot of time left here. Clock has said 2 minutes for quite a while, and there was only, I think, one stop, one timeout. So Eric Moreno, the new coach of Glasgow, is going to taste defeat for the first time. If they could have won this game, they would have had 8 points. They would have been almost halfway in their first 5 games to qualifying for the state tournament. You need 20. They would have had 8 if they could have won tonight. Right now, of course, they're looking, saying we would have settled for a tie. Saugus coming back. They throw it across. They threw it too far. They had 2-on-1. But it's academic now. They just want to keep it in the Classical end. Nice defense for Classical, taking it away. The whistle blows, and that's going to do it. Lopez did all he had to do in that one. Lopez will get the shutout. Second game in the first 5 that Classical has been shut out. And it was Ryan Pugh with both goals for Saugus, both coming in the second half. And one was a giveaway, a pass behind the center fielder on defense for Classical. And Pugh just got out, stole it, walked in, and blasted it by Cortez to give Saugus a little bit of insurance. Classical passed the ball extremely well. They kept the ball in the Saugus territory for, as I said, at least 75% of the game, but they couldn't get real good shots off. Lopez made a couple of saves, but most of the saves he made were from long range where the ball bounced a couple of times. They got a good look at it, and Classical just couldn't penetrate quite as often as they'd like to. That defense set up in front of Lopez, they played outstanding. So Saugus will go over 500. They'll go to 3-2. Classical will drop to 3-1-1. The final score, Saugus 2. Lynn Classical, nothing. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.